me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Let's go. I'm about to go off like a weapon. Fuel to the top, got a filled up engine. In my thoughts, obsession. I will not stop, no, I'm never second guessing. I got a
Hello, folks. Richard Moore, USAGSA. I've got Kris Kelly with me. He's on the left coast right now. But we're going to let him tell his story. And this starts in Vicksburg, Mississippi, of all places. And being abjectly abused and assaulted and stalked by this gaggle of pathetics, headed off by the Vicksburg Police Department. And he's got a story for you. And Kris is also has a do you have, you've got a YouTube channel, or do you, Kris?
Yeah, I do.
Vigilante.
Yep.
So, and I'll have a link to that down there. Before I jump into it, folks, in the description of this video is my link tree. In that link tree are the various ways you can support USAGSA, as well as some of the links of the platforms I'm on, especially my Substack. Well, I've written extensively about these government programs, the tactics, and the people behind it, also giving voice to the voiceless. And so we're talking about a product of community policing. The COPS program, the Department of Justice COPS program. Under that umbrella of community policing, you have the National Sheriff's Association, Neighborhood Watch, National Police Chiefs Association, National Fire Chiefs Association, Homeland Security Fusion Centers, FBI InfraGard, and the Fusion Center is Citizens Corps. And all of these things working together in this holistic approach to policing, meaning everyone doing their part, whether it be the UPS guy, your druggist, doctor, the C-Cow at Walmart, your landlord, the mailman, the milkman, on down the line. And God forbid you're called upon and you refuse to get down with the deal. They start to peer pressure, carrying like crazy. You mean you don't want a safer neighborhood, city, and we want to eradicate drugs and all this, and vice, and so forth and so on. The truth of the matter is, in excess of 8 million Americans annually are slated for destruction. And once you're listed as a domestic terrorist, you're put on a watch list that you're not privy to. You can't FOIA this information. And these this program operates always in secrecy, and the only things that the public is aware of is what they want to aware of. We want to protect the children, get rid of the drugs, and so forth and so on. But the crime rate has increased since they streamlined this deal in 1994. The crime rate has continuously gone up. This program has yet to put one win in their category of a crime, a mass shooting, or anything else that they've stopped or solved. They've stopped and solved manufactured crimes, but a real organic crime, that is not going to happen, because these are pathetic cowards that are interested in this no-touch, clandestine torture, surveillance, smear tactics, rumor mills, blacklisting, blackballing, making you unemployable, homelessness, the whole deal, labeling you insane. The very diagnosis of paranoid schizophrenia is simply a made-up diagnosis. That's how the mental health professionals have weighed in on their participating in their part for a safer homeland. Is they have created these diagnoses in Big Pharma. Of course, they get to medicate this deal. We're off to the races. But meanwhile, back to the ranch, people's lives are being destroyed. Their children taken away from them, given CPS. which loses 300,000 children a year. Nobody's talking about that. And they got veterans, targeting veterans. There's 22 veterans today committing suicide. And folks, we're going to keep exposing these pathetic criminals with badges. And that's what we're doing today, especially down in Vicksburg, Mississippi. There's a lot going on down there. I appreciate you coming on, Kris. Let's just start. You living out of state. Your mother lives in Vicksburg there. And they've got a lot of land and stuff. They pretty well, her side of the family anchored in that area.
They are now. I wish we could get out.
Well, yeah,
that's the problem. I'm too scared to come home.
Well, imagine that, and that's the way they want it. And folks, that I've got a problem with that. If you don't want somebody living in your town, then tough shit. Tough shit. Now, if they're breaking the law, the police, everybody's got a job to do, but their job's not to decide for whatever reason. They don't like a person, so we're going to violate its constitutional rights, civil liberties, and everything else, and then lie about it and make them out to be the nut job. So, what year did you go to Vicksburg, and then tell us about this stalking of what they were doing?
Yeah, so I moved to Vicksburg in February 2023. March 2023 is when I had a run-in with Officer Cleon Butler of the Vicksburg Police Department. Are
you saying Leon or Klingon?
Cleon with a C.
Oh, Cleon. I think that was a thing on Star Trek. Go ahead.
Yep. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, so he started. I had him. He came over to my house. We had a cop that lived down the road, probably only about 6 houses down, and ever since then. Ever since I met up with Cleon Butler is when I started getting stalked. I thought it was the neighbors the entire time. You had mentioned.
What do you say stalked? What was the telltale sign? What tipped you off that you were being stalked? Well, people following you in cars, huh?
Cars. They followed me around. Electronic harassment mainly. Pretty much all my accounts, my email. They actually got into my email, created a front door code to my home in Texas, where I talked about, and then they got into the front door that way. So I think my family
all this is criminal, folks. There's no gray area in this deal. It's criminal, but of course they're going to deny it. But they were doing this. So but this thing escalated. Go on and tell the story, Kris.
Yeah, it was about so March 2023 is when I started getting stalked. I got really worried, went back home to Texas, right outside of San Antonio. It was probably about July 2023 when I went there. Came back home, my house had been vandalized and robbed. Everything was taken from me. My business, property, everything.
In Vicksburg?
Well, this was in San Antonio.
San Antonio, okay. All right.
Yeah, I've tied it all back to it was actually the Vicksburg Police.
And a little caveat there about San Antonio. I'm just going to pull this out of the memory banks. But I believe I'm correct about this. They've got a special deal out there at Fort Sam Houston. I believe that's in San Antonio, and where military hone their domestic surveillance and crime against humanity skills. So that is a hotbed there in San Antonio. Go ahead.
All right, so let's see. After that incident happened, I had the cops come over. I wrote the statement out. Nothing ever happened. Anyway, I ended up fleeing Texas because it got too dangerous there as well. I went to Oklahoma. That's when the stalking stopped completely for about 2.5 months. I went all the way to Missouri, hung out with my friend out in the Ozarks. Didn't have a problem. My mom got cancer down in Mississippi in October 2024. So I had to go back home, take care of her. When I got home, that's when the stalking started again. But this time I knew already that Cleon Butler was the problem. So I laced my home in cameras. I did a lot of things. To start monitoring the police. This really pissed the police off.
What'd you do?
And
tell us.
That's where my problem.
Tell us what you can tell.
Oh, man. Okay. Yeah. So they got a Project Nola camera system down there. You familiar with that, or I need to explain that probably? Project Project Nola camera system?
No, I'm almost familiar with the Flock, this new Flock system that all these cities are getting.
All right. So Project Nola, it's real famous for, you remember those prisoners that escaped down in New Orleans?
Yeah.
They found all of them through recognition. Yeah, so it's just basically like spy cameras set up all over the city.
Really?
They started setting them up at my old house. Yeah, they're all over Vicksburg, man, for real.
Really?
So I started taking pictures. Yeah, I went out.
How'd you find them? How'd you find the cameras?
Oh, they're broad daylight. I can show you where they're at. Yeah, they're all over the place. You drive through Vicksburg, you'll see one every corner almost. Pretty much any place that's low income is going to have one.
Right. And so these people are under constant surveillance, and they're collecting data on everybody that passes in front of that camera, by the way. Go ahead.
Yeah. You can drive through the camera. You can see the camera moving across you, and it's not supposed to be doing facial recognition. This is a public place. People have their private homes next door.
Right.
So I go around flipping off the cameras. They'd follow me. I'd drive over to I think at one time I went to a food stamp place, and I went in the building to see if they'd follow me in there. They wouldn't. So I'd take pictures of them. I'd go out and start taking pictures of them in their truck, and they'd drive off. So I did a lot of things to piss them off. Yeah. What happened was I think they set me up. So it was July 13th, 2024. It was late at night, and probably about midnight a.m., something like that. I heard some voices back behind my house. So I had enough, and I was going through the same electronic harassment and whatnot. This time, I brought down all my systems. I took down even my Wi-Fi tower, everything. I put it in my backpack. I said, the hell with it. I walked outside the back door, and I was going to walk out in the woods, go find these folks. They've been doing this for years to me. I knew it was Cleon Butler. So I got about, I don't know, maybe 10, 20 feet in the woods, and I don't remember much of what happened after that besides getting knocked out. I was on the ground. I remember feeling something go in my mouth, something dirty. It was like dirt, basically, in my mouth, my throat. So I remember kind of waking up, but I was on the ground. My hands were heavy. My arms were heavy. My legs were heavy. It was just like getting knocked out. That's happened to me before.
There
were two men.
Freezing up a little bit. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I apologize. I don't have the best connection where I'm at. I have to stay out here in the woods now because I'm scared of Cleon Butler. Anyway, yeah, it's too bad. But all right. So they had at the time, I think I got up and I said, hey, I need some water. I couldn't tell who these people were. I couldn't see them. I just kind of figured they were the cops. And at that time, I was about 2 houses down, maybe 3 houses down. I have no idea how I got that far. But they kind of directed me towards the back end of a neighbor's house, and I went up into the yard, kind of towards the door, and the man came out with a gun, but he was smiling. He put the pistol up to my head.
Right.
And he said, I'm going to blow your brains out.
Was this a cop?
At that point in time. No, this is just a neighbor. It was one of the neighbors that was stalking me, though.
Oh, really?
He's friends with the cop. Yeah, he's friends with the cop. He's done some other things, some other neighbors down there, too, but... So anyway, he pulled the gun on me, told me he was going to shoot me, and I just kind of said back, well, you better go ahead and hurry up and do it, because I thought I was on a TV show. I really did. I didn't know what was going on.
So you thought you were on the Truman Show?
Yeah, I thought I was on Punked, I thought that somebody was messing with me. Yep. I didn't know what was going on.
Right.
So he pointed his gun towards the gate. I walked out the gate, and I ran directly to my home. I figured out what my home was once I got out the gate. Went back to my home. Cleon Butler shows up at the door. He knocks on the door, tells me to come outside. I do. And, he starts creating this big stink, telling me that I trespass, blah, 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 all this stuff. And then says that he needs to call an ambulance to get an ambulance to check me out.
Okay.
So ambulance comes out there. My neighbors are all out there watching this by this time. It's about 4 a.m.
They've got
ambulance shows up. Yeah, and they do like a mental health evaluation, and within seconds he releases me. There's nothing, they can't really hold me on anything. I'm not insane. So he said I was fine to go back inside, but Cleon Butler came by. I guess he had to sign something for the ambulance. He wouldn't even sign it. He refused to sign it, and then he went back to the neighbor. I could hear him talking about me quite a bit, saying some vulgar words. And I asked the ambulance operator, hey, because I'm in Texas, we just go out, we fight in the street, man to man, and we throw a fist till
they do that here.
Yeah, they don't do
unless it's the community orgasmics, And these limp-wristed cowards ain't gonna do nothing. They ain't gonna bust a grape in a food fight. I'm telling you.
Yeah. So that didn't happen.
That's what we need to make the community a safer place. A whole flock of cows.
I believe you.
That want to buzz people like shit flies, but that's all they gonna do.
Yep. So he got the neighbor to come back. And at that time, the neighbor and Cleon Butler were out in the street yelling at me, telling me that I'm filming the neighbors. Everybody needs to watch. I mean, the whole neighborhood's watching now.
I can do that. If I can see them, I can film them. Unless you're up in their window, you can do that. It's perfectly legal. They hate the First Amendment.
Yeah. Well, I didn't want to, I just wanted to get out of there. So I just opened my garage door. I ran inside, locked the doors.
Yeah.
After that, I think, so I guess I should have told you at the beginning, but I lost my wallet and my glasses during that time that I was in the woods when they knocked me on the ground.
Yeah.
So I walked back out to go find my glasses and my wallet. It was bright daylight, probably about like, I don't know, 6:30, 7 o'clock, something like that. Maybe a little earlier. But anyway, walk outside, saw the same neighbor with the gun, and I saw Cleon Butler and a couple other cops. I got scared. I ran down the hill, and this is a cliffside on my house, pretty steep. Ran down the hill, couldn't really get far. I was in fear of my life, man. I didn't have a weapon on me. I couldn't go anywhere. I had people on all sides of me. So I climbed a tree, and the tree came out from underneath me. I fell. I hit the ground hard. I shattered my heel, broke 3 vertebrae. I couldn't move.
Let me stop you there for a minute, Kris. The end game, ladies and gentlemen, so put this in its proper perspective for a person that's targeted. They'll tell you that they'll either they don't stop until they leave. They leave town. They go somewhere else. But they're not telling you the rest of the story. The end game, when you're removed from the list, is when the Department of Vital Statistics has your death certificate, produces your death certificate, and in all cases, these deaths, 8 million a year targeted, tens and thousands annually are dying. But they're cause of death. It's something related to a car accident. He fell out of a tree. Well, why was he up in a tree? He must have been high on PCP or something. Well, that's probably what they're going to say. But when you're getting terrorized 24/7 and sleep deprived, you're going to make irrational decisions, because all these things that they do affect the frontal cortex of your brain, that part of your brain that makes these split-second decisions and so forth, and that's what they target. And so driver error, if they were on drugs, he may not have been on drugs. They overdosed, but we didn't know. Well, there's a lot of things you don't know. So whatever the story is that they tell, he pulled a gun on us, just like Amari Thomas, the 19-year-old in Vicksburg. They was going to serve a warrant, and some snitch said he had something to do with burglarizing a car. Marion sees the cops and takes off running, and they shot him in the back 4 times with an AR-15. The chief, Penny, whatever her name is, said that a gun was displayed, whatever the hell that means. There wasn't any gun. They left the kid out there in the pouring rain, face down, dead. His family's watching all this stuff before they did anything with the body. Nobody's been held accountable. They're not going to do anything about it. The Attorney General, Lynn Fitch, is a pitiful excuse for anything, and she's going to back the play of the big blue lie here in Mississippi, and that's what they're doing. From coast to coast. So that's why, for those that why you climb a tree. Well, until you've been sleep deprived and you've had every element of your life violated, and then you realize that they've created this bubble around you to give the appearance that the whole world's in on it, and they're not. but they have you isolated and surrounded by these criminal pathetics that are conducting all these illegal covert tactics that are straight out of the CIA playbook, a psychological warfare playbook, and this is happening, folks, in every city and town and state in America. And the story you get on the news always paints the victim as the sociopath or whatever, something they brought upon themselves. And folks, this can't. We're gonna keep exposing this. So you fell out of this tree. Did the cops? What did they do? Did the cops assault you or?
Yeah, they split at that time. They came back and assaulted me later. So I called 911. I asked for medical help as soon as I fell. I couldn't move. My back was broken. My heel was shattered, so I couldn't get up and walk. I couldn't do anything. I was just stuck there. Called 911 on my own. Told them I was going to be at the nearest road, which was about maybe a 50-yard. I had to basically army crawl my way across the woods, staying on the phone with them the whole time. By the time I got to where the main road was, I saw a black man show up, but he had like camouflage pants on and a hoodie. It looked a lot like Cleon Butler, had a mask on and everything. This was all planned. I saw him, and then I saw another man in uniform with a drug dog, had a mask on as well. But I just remember being there, being really scared, because the only reason I climbed the tree is because of fear of my life. And the only thing I was trying to do was get to a place where I could find an ambulance, not the police. I didn't want the police. So I kept on saying, don't sick your dog on me. Don't sick your dog on me. And the black man was looking, I guess, like on the corner of the house, kind of looking out to see if there was anybody coming. He gave me the shh sign. So, I kind of laid there. I got quiet. The cops, I guess what happened was they sent an ambulance over to my house, which now at that time was about 100 yards away, right? And I'm broken back. I can't get back up the hill. Right. So I'm in a completely different location. I got the 911 report. It shows that I was at a different address. They made all this up.
Oh, yeah.
The ambulance report actually claimed that I was schizophrenic, and they said they abandoned me. They left me there. They staged it for police. It actually says that in the ambulance report. So basically, I got left there for about 6 hours. It was 103 degrees that day. Yeah. They teased me with water. There were people around me the whole entire time, always clothing their face. They took pictures of me.
You were being tortured, gas lighted and tortured. And these criminals with badges. And, of course, they're a gaggle of pathetics. And, folks, let me tell you, Kris, this is a horrible thing. So after this happens, how long did you stay in Mississippi? Or did you say, I've got to get the hell on down? So what happened? How long?
Yeah, I tried. I couldn't get out then because I was completely handicapped. I had to wear a body brace. I had to get emergency surgery on my heel. I almost got my foot amputated because I couldn't get the medical help in time. The tendon had basically grown to the bone. I almost lost my foot. It was pretty bad.
All these people, when y'all burning in hell, which you will be, think about these things, okay? Because they've sold their soul to Satan. This is nothing but a demonic task force, fake Christians, and a makeup of some of the worst of the worst. And folks, this is the evidence of the gonorrhea drip of the deep state in your neighborhood.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, so 3 months of just laying on the bed. That's what I was. I lost my job, lost everything. Once I could get to the point where my foot would work to pull a gas pedal, I put everything I had in my little car and I drove to Washington. That's where I'm at now. And I'm
Washington State.
Staying up here. Yeah, I'm scared to go back home. I really am. I'm from Washington originally. Yeah.
At Washington, I've been there a few times, and it's just, I don't know if I couldn't handle it. I guess I'm actually a native of California, and but by the grace of God, I was raised up in Alabama, and then got to Mississippi, and honey, that's when the show changed. And this is the heart of the Dirty South. If there's a program or anything that if they want to petri dish lab rat human beings, they're going to do it in Mississippi. If they're doing it, they're going to continue to do it. And but I don't know, Washington State, that's I can understand. I mean, you saw what it did to Kurt Cobain, but
I just wanted to get as far away as I could from that man because he's still out there working.
I see that, and a lot of people are doing that. But folks, let me tell you, is that right? I mean, I'd have done it different. For me, is they'd had killed me. They probably would have done it. But I tend to dig my heels in if I'm getting some kind of sensation that somebody is doesn't want me around or for whatever reason, and they're down with this criminal BS. I'm not going anywhere. I'm gonna make them earn it, and they gonna get it the hard way. They ain't gonna get it the easy way. And I'm sure that the Cleon is he just a regular cop, or has he got ranked down there? Or what?
No, he's I think he's just a patrol officer. I know that.
Patrol officer.
Hey, what's funny about all this too?
He took an oath and to uphold and protect, uphold the Constitution of the United States of America. And he's a lying son of a bitch because he participated in violating your constitutional rights, which a prosecution for these people couldn't come soon enough. I believe that the day is coming where these people will be held accountable. Absolutely. That day is coming. So, folks, they think that it's indestructible, it's too big to fail, and all this other stuff, and that's just a big ass lie. That's a big lie, and people, you've got to understand that when you see things on a big scale of how in the world did an election get rigged. Well, what we know is it got rigged, and they were really understanding the people behind the rigging. And but thanks to Barack Hussein Obama and his husband Michael, as well as Bush, I can't think of his name. Anyway, they're all, and Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton. I mean, my God, I mean, this is your top tier criminals. You know, every person that was associated with the Clintons from Arkansas and forward that do anything, all died mysterious deaths or committed suicide. And of course, they never found the guns or the bullets, but all this thing, and people just, it wasn't questioned, not near enough. And so this, as a result, we see all these things going on. The point I'm trying to make is that these things can only continue if the base, and that's the people in your community, they're getting their palms greased by these the military industrial complex, these private entities, the same private entities that own the Department of Homeland Security Fusion Center. It's not a government agency. They're not successful to a FOIA request. They only provide data to law enforcement. That doesn't require any kind of judicial process. And what data do they have? Every single thing you can imagine of your individual, about you in real time, if they get it. Who do they have this data on? Every single person in this country that's breathing, they've got the data on them. And so when somebody, some sea cow decides that you cut off in traffic, puts you on that, I believe that's whatever, and they list you, and that's just more money, and it keeps them in a job. But this is a criminal enterprise that we're exposing. So you finally got out of Mississippi. What year did you leave Mississippi?
When was it? It was it was right around the end of the year. So yeah, once I think I got the dates wrong. There was October 2024 is when I actually moved up here to Washington, and I haven't been back since then. When I got her was July 13th, 24. My bad on that one. And I want to bring up a point here too, because Penny Jones, she goes around telling everybody to go.
That's the chief of
talk to internal.
Right?
Yep. Chief
Big
Penny Jones. She's always telling people to use internal affairs. Well, I did that. In March of 2025, and everybody on that list has been fired now. I don't know if it's because of what happened with me or what, but nobody ever got back to me about anything on internal affairs.
Right.
So she's full of crap. Everything they say there at Vicksburg Police Department, they're full of crap. They're not going to help anybody. They're just going to hurt people. That's all they're going to do. They're never going to help anybody.
It's simply a coon squad. It's the coon squad of Vicksburg. At the audacity of a race of people, an oppressed race of people, 450 years of oppression, and all the things that their forefathers had to fight for. They have cast their lot with a new face of the Ku Klux Klan and this secret, clandestine destruction of individuals that they don't agree with. Where do they do that at? They're doing it everywhere. That's why we're what they're rightfully so. They ain't nothing but coons, and they're not. They love for you to call them Uncle Tom. That's a compliment. But they ain't nothing but house coons, and targeting their own, and spitting in the face of people like Dr. King and so forth. And it's a sad testament. But I got something for you folks down in Vicksburg. We've got several things cooking down there, exposing these people. And Kris is probably going to be back eventually down there at Vicksburg. So y'all warm up to it. And at least the next time you go down there and visit or anything, you plan a visit, I'm going to make sure that I'm there as well. And where we can get these clowns on camera. And usually they won't deprive of that, but they cannot. When I'm in the mix, Kris, you'll see they can't help themselves, because I'm gonna call them everything but a child of God, and they'll get outside their theater and snap, and that's what I'm trying to get them to do. And what they're trying to get the victim to do is they want the victim to snap, do something crazy, and oftentimes that happens. And so they're not just targeting adults, folks. They're targeting children. It goes on and on. The shooting at Uvalde in Uvalde, Texas, that kid was targeted. And he got tired of his teachers gaslighting him, and his parents, his grandmother, they all going along with it because we're trying to help him. That's the talking points. And these things are evident because when the kid decided he was going to do what he's going to do, his first person he shot was his mother, his grandmother, and before he went to the school. So that kind of tells you where his heart was. Now, of course, they say it was quiet. We didn't know it was crazy. He stayed to himself. It's always the same thing. What they don't tell you is the community-oriented policing had been screwing with him thanks to his teachers, like Pasco County, Florida, where target these children from the second grade up based on some prerequisites. Those are our future criminals that we're going to punish them for crimes they have yet to commit. Think Minority Report. That wasn't just a movie. This is the real deal. So if you're in Washington State now, scared to come back to Mississippi. But I'm really be grateful that they're not screwing with you in Washington State. And it may just be that the people in Washington, they're a little more laid back and liberal, and sometimes it takes them a little longer to get the memo. Hopefully they won't get the memo. But I've talked to plenty of people in Washington State that are being targeted. And that's probably a deal that they've got worked out with Vicksburg, because Vicksburg knows that they screwed up in spades by the crimes they've committed against you. That are still can be subjected to criminal prosecution. And that's another thing. How is it that we can get the Department of Justice to open up a civil rights violation case against a program and a department that they in part sponsored? That's the problem, folks. And you've filed complaints with them, hadn't heard anything, have you?
Yeah, no, I've filed complaints to DOJ. I even went up to the senator, Hyde Smith. She wrote to DOJ. DOJ still.
Did she write? Did she write them for you or something? What'd she say?
Yeah, she wrote them for me to see why they weren't taking my cases. They came back and said that I filed too many. I filed something like 40 cases because I had that much information to give them.
That's litigant.
Yeah,
oh, I didn't know.
There's only like a square this big to write all your information.
You get violated 40 times. You don't tell them about it all the time. Just tell them about one of them, I guess.
Yeah, I kind of got irritated after the first few, and they just kept on ignoring me. I just kept on sending them notices. But everything I've got is pretty quick.
Well, hats off to Cindy Hyde Smith at her office for taking the initiative to do that. I mean, I hadn't really found many negative things to say about Cindy Hyde Smith. And because I'm personally aware of things that she has done and that she has advocated and made that call or written that letter. And those people like her are scarce. They're really scarce.
I did go to the Attorney General in Fitch too, and that was tossed out. I tried to do a
whole other deal. But this is a love affair with a Ku Klux Klan, a Nathan Bedford Forrest dynasty, and Lynn Fitch. And her office told me, as it pertains to law enforcement violating my civil and constitutional rights, they was not interested in looking at the complaint or the evidence. Came right from her office. Her and two or three others had me on speakerphone. And they quote them on that. They don't give a shit. They don't care.
Yeah, no, they don't. They threw all my stuff out. They don't care. That nobody cares to look at it. So that's where I'm at with it. Just so everyone knows, I'm disabled for life now. I had to have a second surgery on my foot, and all the bones had to be glued together. So I'll never be able to run again. I'll never be able to do half the things I used to do. Because of the, I mean, it's because I fell out of a tree, but there's a reason I got up in the tree in the first place. I was scared to death. Being stalked like that. And, so, you know, when I look back on all this, I know the gang stalking's real. I know what they do. I know they use neighborhood watch programs. Everything you're talking about.
That's
real.
what it is.
100%.
Where gang stalking is that's the inside joke with these clowns, because when they're together, they're calling us, the victims, gang stalkers. It's all double speak. It's all Orwellian double speak, folks. And the only reason I use the word is because the word's out there, and far too long has that been dismissed and put to the side as some type of mass psychosis. People got on the internet somehow, and it became contagious, and they think that somebody's following them or stalking them. When they realize that Kris, that you're not an idiot, then you know what they change to? Then you're crazy. Yeah, it's crazy, and crazy as a fox. And folks, let me tell you, that there's plenty of people, plenty of red-blooded Americans ain't going for it. And so when you're out here committing crimes against them, no matter how many of you are, and you're part of this, you have no moral compass, this moral relevancy of mob mentality of enough people saying it's all right and it's okay, then that means it's morally right. You're wrong. But when you're out here at 3 o'clock in the morning, creeping around and peeping in the window of a crazy man or woman, and it goes wrong, I can't imagine how else you could possibly thought that would work out for you. And you're creeping and irritating and stalking people, and something goes wrong. They don't. Those are statistics that they cuff as well, Kris. They don't want to share that with their local pathetics. At least they get a little crawfish in them and decide they don't want to drive by 15 times a day in front of your damn house or some old stupid shit. Because you may think what you're doing is that's nothing. I'm told it. The app tells me to go to Dollar General, and I go in there and walk around, fart and whistle for 15 minutes. That couldn't possibly bother anybody. Well, you figure that person that's having to see all that is being subjected to that 24/7. You're missing the big picture, honey, and you might be the next contestant on. I wish I hadn't done that. And so I'm just saying, folks, especially when you're back against the wall, Kris, because you know that right now, if you got in a situation, your life was in danger, who you gonna call?
There wasn't anybody to call.
Huh?
No.
Help, you can't.
Probably not. Yeah. There's nobody.
That's right.
That's where I was. There was nobody. Yeah. That's where they want you. Yeah, nobody. That's where they want you.
I mean, that'd be 1939, Nazi Germany, and be an Orthodox Jew, and somebody robbed you. You gonna pick the phone up and call the Gestapo and report them? Okay, I don't believe they did that, and that is the same. And this is not a vague comparison. This is the same thing. The same thing. So at least, this is at least a breath of fresh air, Kris. Now, you have a vigilante justice. What do you intend on accomplishing with that platform?
Yeah, vigilante justice is mainly just to kind of help out other citizens. I've been helping out on different forums, mainly through Reddit, but really what I'm trying to do is I'm going after Vixsburg. My pages are Vixsburg Corruption.
Okay.
If you go on there, you can see quite a bit of information on what's been going on in Vicksburg for the last 5 to 10 years. Been a lot of corruption going on, and that's what's leading up to these events, I think. And they never do anything about it. You're right. These people stay employed. They might act like they're fired, but they're still in their seat. They're still there.
They just say, it's a job shift. It's a job shift. Right.
Yep. So, yeah, my idea is to expose the city. I think it's time for a protest in Vicksburg. I'm 100% ready for it.
Amen to that. And it's I just posted a video from Lowndes County where a 17-year-old white boy goes to the home or property of a 13-year-old black kid and puts a gun in his face and tells him to do jumping jacks and nigger this and nigger that, bitch this, bitch that, hits him with a gun, tells him to run, and all this stuff. Folks, straight out of Mississippi burning. Mississippi is still burning. For those that's wondering what the deal is, that fire is where you've got abject racism that is running through every law enforcement agency in their state. Then maybe you can get the picture of what a true two-tiered system is. The people that are there that are supposed to protect you are the very people that are out here breaking the law, committing felonies, high crimes and misdemeanors against citizens, and then lying about it, and somehow trying to make it their fault. Well, Kris, I appreciate you coming on and talking about this. When I first started talking to Kris, he kind of wanted to wait on it. And y'all know me, anybody knows me. There's no time like the present, especially with what's going on in Vicksburg and across this nation, where in Mississippi as a whole, where it is from 2013 from 1994 to 2013, Mississippi had a minimum of 200 deaths, murders that were committed by cops. 47% of those had no weapon. 46% of them were trying to flee to get away from the cop that were killed. This is just what's reported, folks, in that 10-year period. And folks, it is the numbers nationwide are staggering. How this continues to happen, this qualified immunity, and agencies refuse to hold these cops accountable. These cops should not be participating and having anything to do with somebody that is going out there and hacking their devices, their emails, stealing their mail, peeping Tom, putting all this stuff. But they're participating in it without a warrant, without any oversight. That's what they're doing. Parting shots, Kris. Anything you want to throw in there that I hadn't?
There's so much information I have. I think the best idea is for everybody to keep up with both me and you. On all my stuff will be on Vixsburg Corruption. You got your own site, so we're gonna go at it. I'm on
Reddit, folks. You know, I'm on Reddit as well. I don't have I'm there. I've got a space on Reddit. I've got 4 or 5 deals on Quora, Truth Social. I'm there. Some for different reasons. I don't have the presence, and that's my purpose that I have on some of the other platforms. But you can rest assured that if it's a social media platform and something going on, I don't miss much. I've got my followers, my supporters, make sure that I get this intel, and that goes for anybody that's watching this right now. I want to hear from you. Your story. I would hate to know that there's a person out there that has been put through the things that Kris has been put through. His life physically, his health destroyed, everything about his life decimated illegally. Nothing's done about it. Those in positions to do something about it turned a blind eye and a deaf ear. And at least Kris will not die without his story being told. How many other people out there feel like that they're doing this alone or suffering alone? You're not alone. And you are very important to this equation of bringing about change. And it can only be done with people that are willing to brush themselves off, stand up, square your shoulders, and say, "Not today, Satan. Not today. I'm done. I'm done playing house with Satan, and I'm going to start exposing these things that are going on in the dark." I don't give a damn if it's people that crazy or whatever. There's a lot of things I'm going to say about them. But I'll promise you, folks, the truth will set you free. You're being targeted. And sometimes that means getting out of some of these old perp groups that are nothing but cobweb, spider webs, and rat traps and rabbit holes that the FBI created. And so you won't get any of that with me. So I do want to hear from you. I appreciate it, Kris. And folks, I'm going to put his links in there to his Reddit, and go see him. And I encourage you to do that. And so all that will be in the description of this video. And until next time, God bless you.
Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste, bitch, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where to find me. And if you go and hate this, you can fucking bite me. I'll be cruising in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, ha, not fucking likely. I be taking shots, yeah.